Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do a full face of makeup with just one brush. Yes, you heard it right, one brush. I know everyone's been debating if they should get the E.L.F. Ultimate Kabuki brush, which looks pretty similar to this. I believe it costs $10, but it's sold out. So when I saw that it was sold out, I wanted to make this video because this is pretty much the same brush, except this is by EcoTools. This is called the Face and Body Sculpting brush. I got mine from Amazon. I'll make sure to link it down below. I actually bought this brush last year when the NARS E.L.F brush came out. And I know it looks nothing like the E.L.F brush, so don't hate on me until I finish my story. So I saw the image on top of Amazon and I was like, okay, maybe it's like a shorter version of the NARS E.L.F brush without the handle and just smaller smaller hairs, I don't know, whatever it's called. And then when it came in, I was just like, oh, okay, this is definitely not a dupe for the NARS E.L.F brush, but it's not really a dupe for the E.L.F Ultimate Kabuki because this actually costs more. But I had this brush already and I just wanted to do a review on it because I know it's not the E.L.F brush, but I can't get my hands on it. But it's, like I said, it's pretty darn similar. It might have different bristles though, because I noticed theirs are black and mine are brown, but it's pretty dang similar. And so if you can't wait until it becomes available on the E.L.F website, then you can pick up this one. And I highly suggest this brush because I did my full face of makeup with just this one brush. Now I couldn't do my foundation, concealer, or eyebrows, but I did everything else with just this one brush. And if you want to see how it's done, then keep watching this video. Welcome to my face. So I'm going to start the video with my foundation and concealer already done because I obviously can't use this to apply it. I just use my beauty blender to just blend it all in. I'm next going to be doing my powder foundation. I'm going to be using the Kat Von D Lock It Tattoo powder foundation. This is in the shade medium 62 and it looks like this. There's two sides to this brush. If you can see that there's half of it that has words on it and half that doesn't. I'm going to be using the side that does have words for like the darker products, so I'm just going to take a little bit of my powder foundation on that end and apply it to my entire face. You want to make sure to get your neck. You just want to apply it where your face is darker and not on the highlighted part. If that makes sense. I'm going to be using a lighter shade. This is the same Kat Von D Lock It Tattoo powder foundation, but in a lighter shade. This is in medium 52. I'm going to use the side with no words on it. And just use this to set on eye concealer underneath where I'm going to contour. Under eye concealer, the other eye, on my forehead, just all the places where I applied concealer, just to set everything. Once your powder foundation's done, you want to set it with a setting powder. You can either use a loose setting powder like the Laura Mercier, or you can use a compact version, a pressed version. This is the NARS Translucent Crystal. I'll be using this one, so I'm just going to run my brush through it and just set my face. Okay. And then once you're done setting everything, it's time to bronze. I'm going to be using the Kat Von D. This is in the shade Shady Business 2. And like I said earlier, I'm going to be using the side with words as my darker end of the brush. So I'm only going to be dipping in half. Oops. I'm only going to be dipping in half of the brush. And this is just going to add color to your face. This is not really to like intensely contour. However, you can still intensely contour with this brush. If you want to intensely contour, you're going to take this part of the brush, like this bristle area, you're going to just rub it along the product. So, let me see how I can show this. Like this. I'm just going to dab that in the product like that. Tap off the excess. And just press this part onto your face. Like so. And you can take the part, your half that's your darker color, and just tap into the ends. Tap in the ends of it to chisel out right here. And because it's such a fluffy brush, it kind of like does the blending work for you. Like you don't really have to like blend much because it's already fluffy. It kind of does the blending for you. So this side I did more of an intense contour, and then this side I just did half the entire brush. So just giving me some color. I'm going to take more to contour right here. And then I'm going to take an even darker color. This is the NARS bronzer in the shade Casino. Looks like a loss. It's darker than the Kat Von D to even add more dimension. And then again, wait, I'm going to use the same technique of just using side of the part of the brush. Tap off the excess. And chisel my face. Chisel, chisel, chisel. And you don't want to forget about contouring your nose. So I'm going to take half the brush again. Then let's notch this nose. And then you're just going to take the lighter color again. Just run it down the bridge. Because we are going to be using the same brush, you want to make sure you do your highlight first, because it's okay if your blush has a little sparkle in it, but you don't want where you're going to highlight to have your blush color there, because if not, you're just going to have blush all over here. So make sure to do your lighter color first and then go to your darker color, because we're going to be using the same end to apply both highlighter and blush. So the highlighter I'm going to be using is a highlighter that I've been obsessed with for a while. I like this one because it's not like an intense highlight. It's not like Becca. I feel like the Becca highlighters I love, which I love, but it's like an intense highlight. So to use a brush like this with that kind of product, it won't work well because I'm going to look like one big diamond in the sky. Like, that's not cute. So I'm going to be using a more subtle highlight. This is the Too Faced Candlelight. Super cute. So I'm going to be using the half that doesn't, oops. I'm going to be using the half of the brush that doesn't have the words on it. So you're going to take the product on half your brush, dust off the excess, and just highlight it on the high points of your face. I'm going to do it on the other side as well. Okay, I'm going to be using a combination of two different blushes. I just like the color that it creates. They're pretty similar in color, but one has a little bit more sparkle than the other. The first one's going to be the Kat Von D in the shade Heartagram. It's like so amazing. It's like a deep pinkish color. And then I'm also going to be using the NARS limited edition blush in the shade Amaria. It's like a deep red, deep rose, like a deep rose color. So I'm still going to be using the side without any words, with a combination of the two, and apply it on the apples of your cheek. So just smile and find your apples and just dab it on. Dab it pretty close to your contour color. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side, combination of the two. You don't want to apply your blush too high. I meant too high like near your eye. You want it pretty low. You want it like directly above your contour. So like that. And that's pretty much it. That's how I do a full face of makeup using just one brush. This brush is amazing. It's really good for traveling when you have to pack lightly and you can't bring like your whole collection of brushes to do your contour, your highlight, your powder foundation, your setting powder. Like, it's a good brush that can do it all. I would just suggest bringing a daily brush cleaner. That way you can clean off any excess blush. That way when you do your next day face of makeup, you don't want to have pink everywhere. You know what I mean? So if there's any leftover product, a daily brush cleaner will just help clean it. You don't have to bring a shampoo or anything crazy because you don't need to like deep wash it. Just daily wash it to get any excess product on the tips of the brush off. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Click subscribe for more videos. Leave comments with suggestions for other videos. And until next time, bye.